guys, Rob Celebragan here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, I know a lot of you guys are waiting for this video, right? Because a lot of you were flooding my DMs with questions regarding on how to travel abroad. And as pabida-bida, I'm here to help you guys on your dreams to travel abroad. Char! In this video, we will be answering some of the most frequently asked questions when you travel abroad. Without further ado, let's answer your questions. First question is, what is offloading? So, ito yung word na pinapangarap natin na hindi talaga mangyari sa atin. So, offloading, it is the act of pulling a person or a passenger who is already boarded out of an aircraft. In the Philippines, they have to screen and they have to interview you, passengers, to make sure that wala kang gagawing kalokohan sa ibang bansa because ayaw nila maging biktima ka ng human trafficking. Okay? That's the main purpose of the immigration from blocking you. If you're lucky enough, hindi mo to mararanasan. But if hindi mo pa talaga time na lumabas ng bansa, then offloading might happen to you. What are the processes at the airport? And here are the usual process at the airport. First, you have to pay your travel tax. Well, ideally, travel tax and the departure fee is included when you book a ticket. So please check your ticket before you go to the airport, all right? But if you're not sure, you can check in first, then the agent will help you to know if you're already paid your travel tax. So I think the travel tax will cost you around 1,600 pesos, I think. 1,620 pesos to be exact. I'm not sure with that. But yeah, when you already paid your travel tax, it's time for you to check in. So in the check-in process, you have to present your departure card together with your travel tax receipt. And you also have to present your passport and your printed ticket. If your country needs you to present an entry pass, you also have to present that one during your check-in. So if there are no problems upon your check-in, the agent will give you now your boarding pass, and that is not the final step, all right? After getting your boarding pass, you have to fill out an immigration card or a departure card. So this is how a departure card looks like. So if you want to know what are the details you have to fill out, then you can take a screenshot of this one together with me. All right, perfect. After you fill out your departure card, the next thing you do is you have to face the most crucial part. Okay, you have to face the immigration. So in the immigration booth, there will be questions that will be given to you, and you have to answer them confidently, consistently, and truthfully. All right, but if you're lucky enough to pass the immigration, then you are now heading to the final step, and that is the final security check. In this process, you have to remove all your gadgets, all the metal items in your baggage. That includes your belt, some coins. Some securities will instruct you to remove your shoes. So make sure na hindi mabaho ang paa mo. Okay? So after that one, you are now ready to board your plane. How early should I be at the airport? So basically, you must be at the airport 2 to 3 hours before your flight because there will be a lot of queuing during your check-in, the immigration, so you have to be there as early as possible. What are the things that I should bring to the airport? My first tip to you is you have to make your checklist, all right? So here are the most important thing you have to bring with you to the airport. So first is your passport. Duh! Of course, make sure that your passport is valid until 6 months. That's the first major rule of traveling abroad. So next thing is your visa. So visa is applicable only to those countries who will need a Filipino tourist to bring a visa. So next is your return flight ticket. So return flight ticket is a proof that you are going back to the Philippines, because they will not allow you to go to other country if it is illegal. Next is, if you're employed back in the Philippines, you have to present your company ID, your certificate of employment, and your approved leave of absence. That's just basic requirements or documents you need to show to the immigration officer so that they will approve or they will allow you to travel abroad. But here are the other things you need to prepare also for good measure. First is your hotel reservation. If you don't know someone from the country that you're heading to, then make sure that you have a accommodation. So next is an invitation letter. What is an invitation letter? If you're going to visit a friend or a relative abroad and they will support your vacation or your stay in that country, you will ask them to give you an invitation letter. An invitation letter is a letter that will prove that your friend or your relative will support your stay in that said country. So next one is money. Of course, you should bring money. Don't worry if you bring Philippine peso, because sa airport, ang rami-rami exchange money na mga booth. So you can just exchange your money there kung saan ka mang bansa pupunta, alright? In the immigration kasi, they will ask you if how much is your money, or like how much money do you have on hand, how much money do you have in your bank, because they will make sure that you can really afford to travel outside the country. Another thing you have to prepare is credit card. This is just a plus, you know. If you have a credit card, the immigration officer will give you a plus point for traveling abroad because you still have another source of money. Next thing is your travel itinerary. In making your travel itinerary, make sure that make it personally, okay? Don't rely on the internet, because the immigration officer might ask you, okay, anong gagawin mo sa day 5? Saan ka pupunta sa day 5? So ikaw na nag-download lang from internet, of course, hindi mo alam kung ano-ano yung mga place na yon. So mararatol ka na. Basta hindi mo alam kung ano-ano yung mga place na nasa itinerary kasi hindi mo siya ginawa. So my tip here is you make your own travel itinerary so that you will be familiar with your itinerary in case that the immigration officer will ask you about your itinerary, okay? What are the usual questions that the immigration officers ask? The questions may vary from officer to officer. If you're lucky enough, well, some of the officers will just ask you couples of questions. Pero pag hindi mo sila nasagot ng maayos, they might ask you for a second interview, and we don't want that to happen, okay? So here are the usual questions that the immigration officers might ask. Where are you going? When will you return to the Philippines? What will you do there? Whom are you traveling with? What is your occupation here in the Philippines? And there's a lot more. So if you will just answer them properly, politely, consistently, and truthfully, well, there is no problem with that at all. So if you want me to share my personal experience during my immigration, basta nakakaloka yung nangyari sa akin, basta nakakatawa lang. For your information, I was subjected to second interview and it's so nakakaloka. So yeah, that's another video. If you want to know what happened to me during my immigration, so just comment it down, okay? What can I do to make sure that I won't be offloaded by the immigration? According to my research chart, so out of 50 passengers or out of 50 tourists who are planning to travel abroad, 4 or 5 of them will be offloaded. O, diba? So, ayaw natin maging isa sa 4 or 5 na yun. So, make sure that you bring those documents that I said earlier. Your passport, your visa, your company ID, your travel itinerary, basta lahat ng yon. If you just bring that documents with you, then no need to worry. You must also consider your age, because if you're not at the legal age, well, there will be questions and you need to show some documents that you are really allowed to travel outside the country. They will also ask for your educational attainment, alright? So, kung nakapagtapos ka ba ng college, then it's a plus points for you to travel, alright? And they will also ask for your financial stability to travel abroad. Kasi hindi sila bastang-bastang magpapalabas ng turista from the Philippines if they know that you cannot afford to travel outside, alright? So, yeah, they will ask for your bank statement, for your money. So, yun na nga yung sinabi ko kanina, make sure that you prepared money for your travel. Should I present all these documents at the immigration booth? Again, no, okay? Hindi mo kailangang ipakita sa kanila lahat yung mga sinabi kong documents. You just have to show them if they ask, okay? Kailangan mo lang ipakita yung mga documents na yun pag hiningi nila sa iyo, alright? Huwag kang pabida-bida, girl. Huwag mong ibigay lahat, okay? Baka masaktan ka lang sa huli. Do I need to have a hotel reservation before my flight? Yes, I've said earlier, if you don't have friend or relative to stay there, then you have to book a hotel, alright? But if you do have a friend or family or relative in that country, then you just have to show them an invitation letter. ¿Entiendes? How much money should I bring? So, it depends on your itinerary. If you are just going there for 2 days or 3 days, then 15 to 20,000 or 30,000 is okay. It depends on the lifestyle of the country. It depends sa mga magagastos mo doon. So, if you're going there and maliit lang yung, konti lang yung perang dala mo, then you have to make tipid like that. For me, you don't have to prepare lot of money for your travel, except if you're going to travel there for a month, then you have to prepare a lot of money. So again, it depends on your stay, depends on your itinerary, okay? I'm meeting my boyfriend or girlfriend abroad for the first time. What are the requirements? So the requirements are the same. You just have to show them that you are really in a relationship with that person. So they might ask you for pictures of you traveling together like that. You will have to show them a proof that you and that person is in a relationship, okay? And as I've said earlier, you have to show them an invitation letter or affidavit of support to really show them that he or she will going to support your vacation in that said country. And that's it. If you do have some questions that hindi ko pa nasagutan, then you are free to comment it down and I'll be making another video about that one, okay? So I hope that you give this a thumbs up if you think it helped you, and please share this one to your friends who are planning to travel abroad. And please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Rob Silabrea once again saying thank you so much and God bless.